Peace be with you, brothers and sisters. As you may be aware, after all the claims Shaykh Asrar would not come to London, to the surprise of the Wahhabis, the Shaykh came on Wednesday and had a discussion regarding the conditions which the Wahhabis put forward, after which the Najdiyah have started trying their hardest to cause some kind of fitna. And we know where there is fitna, there is the petty spastic Imran Bin Mansoor. In his latest post he has made some remarks which we at Wobbler Busters feel should be addressed. The discussion was recorded by both parties, and after discussing the terms and conditions the Shaykh asked for the cameras to be turned on. But the attention-seeking party still continued to record. There was nothing much extra in the additional 10 minutes apart from Abdur Rahman trying to start the debate, while the Shaykh specifically mentioned leave it till Saturday. So the spastic Mansoor writes in his post, and we quote, Asrar Rashid was trying to turn the discussion into a debate. So we briefly agreed to a 3 minutes back and forth in which Ustad Abdul Rahman clearly dominated him with evidences to the extent where Asrar Rashid had to swiftly get out of the mini debate by going back to discussing the contract conditions. 1 hour, 2 minutes, and 10 seconds. End quote. The video is available for all to see. This mini debate that you claim Abdul Rahman dominated, when it is clear he was slammed at 1 hour and 6 minutes. And the point to remember here is the Shaykh travelled to London to discuss the debate conditions face to face and not debate, which the Shaykh said several times leave that for Saturday. Nevertheless, we don't see how you missed the reply by the Shaykh.
I would want to mention here that the brother has brought up an issue which is regarding Taqsim al-Tawheed, which is an ijma'. It's not ijma'. It was innovated by Ahmad bin Taymiyyah. He innovated Taqsim al-Tawheed to Uluhiyya, Rububiyyah, and which is the third one? Asma wa Sifat. These three. And some of them make a fourth, which is Tawheed Hakimiyyah. But the traditional position is anyone who commits shirk with Uluhiyya commits shirk with Rububiyyah. We don't hold this position that the Mushrikeen knew a type of Tawheed. We believe they were Mushrikeen in Tawheed, Uluhiyya, Rububiyyah, and Asma wa Sifat. This is what the issue is alluding to. Why Ibn Taymiyyah made this taqsim, this difference, is to claim that those who do istighatha through the Prophet ﷺ are falling into polytheism, like the Mushrikeen, to declare the Muslims as disbelievers. Now, going back to the initial issue, what Ustaz Abdul Rahman asked me was, do the awliya benefit or harm? I said, and the Prophets ﷺ, I said, what do you consider those who harm or who say they benefit? He said they commit a shirkul akbar. I said this, you cannot make a generalization of this. This differs from individual to individual. Why? Because some people will not believe this wali is benefiting me, but they will believe Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given him ability to pray for me in his grave, do dua for me in his grave. Now, can a person in the barzakh have khabar, information regarding his relatives in the outer world, and they request for him to make dua or not? This is something which is debatable. You cannot just declare the person a mushrik. Yes, you can say they are mistaken. How are they mistaken? A person can go to the grave of a person buried, and he can ask him for help with the intention that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given him ability, and a person can say, look, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala hasn't given him ability, you're mistaken. But if the person believes this wali helps me independently of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then he commits shirk. How Ustaz Abdul Rahman contradicted himself. He said it is mutlaq, that a mayyit, a dead person, la yanfa' wa la yadur. Total judgment, that the dead person does not benefit at all. And then he contradicted himself by saying Sayyiduna Musa alayhi salam did benefit this ummah. To backtrack on that, he said, oh, he benefited not directly but indirectly. But nevertheless, you accepted that he benefited. So
we may in the future be putting up that full mini debate, as you called it, as you listed it, from 1 hour and 2 minutes, but in reality it started way before that. The next point Imran Mansoor made, we quote, watch out for the numerous times that Ustad Abdul Rahman caught him out on his Arabic grammar mistakes. End quote. What he claims as grammar mistakes, the Shaykh corrected Abdur Rahman but said continue with the debate rather than pick small points. Not too much of a big deal. The next point that Imran Mansoor made is a crucial one, as they know the writing is on the wall, and this is the main agenda they have tried to push since Wednesday night. Quote, Barelvis are really going to be upset with this one. Asrar Rashid called Ahmad Raza Khan al-Barelvi a Muqallid. In other words, he said he is not a scholar. He brought him down to the same level as Asrar himself. A Muqallid just like him. 014720. End quote.
The second debater believes Ahmad Raza Khan Barelvi to be a mujtahid. Mujtahid, as like Imam Abu Hanifa, is that what you think?
Is mujtahid different to the different types of mujtahid for you?
This clause as well is...
No, Sheikh, but I asked you a question fair. You just said like Abu Hanifa. So
is that what you meant by mujtahid here?
No, but mujtahid for me is one word. You just said like Abu Hanifa. So do you, in your eyes, is there types of difference of mujtahideen? And what are they?
What did you mean by writing mujtahid?
I meant mujtahid, but I said.
Like Imam Abu Hanifa.
Like I'm asking you.
Like Imam Abu Hanifa, yes or no?
I meant mujtahid.
Like Imam Abu Hanifa.
I said mujtahid.
Like Imam Shafi.
I said mujtahid. Sheikh, I just said mujtahid like that. I left it simplistically. Mujtahid.
Okay.
You said like. What do you mean like Abu Hanifa? Like Shafi'i? What do you mean by that?
You know, Imam Shafi was mujtahid.
I believe Ibn Taymiyyah is a mujtahid.
Okay.
What do you mean like Abu Hanifa?
Listen.
Do you mean like virtue?
No, not virtue. Not virtue.
What do you mean like?
When you use the word mujtahid.
Because every mujtahid is of his time.
Do you believe in maratib al-ijtihad or no?
I believe in it. So you explain it to me. What do you mean by
no? Because you're the one who wrote this. I need you to tell me. What do you mean by writing mujtahid here?
When I leave the word unrestricted, leave it unrestricted. Why are you narrowing it down? I've just said mujtahid. So you said I left it deliberately unrestricted. So when you say...
So where did you get this idea from me that I believe Imam Ahmad Raza Khan is a mujtahid? Have I said this?
I wrote it so you can deny it. This is your chance to deny it. I have every right to write whatever I think, and you have the rights to deny it. So you can't say to me, why did you write it?
I don't believe he's a mujtahid.
Jameel, that's what we want. Hey, why don't you believe he's a mujtahid?
He's a scholar in the Hanafi school, like Ibn Abidin.
So he's a muqallid?
Yes, he's a muqallid. Of course he is.
Ahmad Raza Khan is a muqallid?
Of course, and Ibn Abidin is a muqallid as well. Isn't that the case? The muqallidin?
The mujtahid in the madhab?
Is muqallid.
He's a muqallid?
Yes. I don't know why you think this is a big point. I even think that
I'm not going to be happy after this video.
No.
Because I'm going to cut that little part.
Look, let me make something clear. Al-Imam Subki was also muqallid. Okay, let's move on. Both debaters are restricted to bringing...
The Asha'ir are going to denounce you now.
No, they won't. Both debaters are restricted.
Sheikh, do you get sometimes in trouble with what your views, your opinions that you bring?
The only trouble I get in with is the Wahhabis and deviant Sufis. Okay. If you consider it trouble.
This shows the desperation of the Najdiyah trying to trick the Sheikh to say what they want to hear, but the Sheikh makes it clear Imam Ahmad Raza Khan is a Hanafi, which makes it clear Allah Hazrat was al-Sunnah and did not bring anything new, but rather he wiped out the falsehood like all other great mujaddids of the Hanaf. It must pain the Najdiyah much to not be able to cause interfighting amongst the al-Sunnah. And the final point he makes, quote, the end part is actually important, as Asrar Rashid promised that he would be up for the debate straight away after the contract conditions were discussed. But at this point he asked for the cameras to be turned off. 020053. After the cameras being turned off, we got them turned back on, but he still went against his word, and after a few questions he made his exist. The 2nd of February 1955. End quote. The video of the Najdiyah is also available, and the Sheikh answers the 5 questions of Abdurrahman very efficiently, and their video ends. Now we can from this video make many petty points like this spastic that will silence them. But it is exactly that petty, so we will not waste our time much, as we know they are trying to find a way out of the debate. But the one point we will note is how Abdurrahman continuously tried to press for a debate, and how he kept interrupting after every few minutes. But luckily the Sheikh maintained sabr and did what he came for, which was to discuss the terms and conditions put forward by the Najdiyah. As a bonus, if you do happen to watch the full video, do keep an eye out on Abdurrahman's facial expressions and body language. He is as if he's been hit by a train, completely and utterly dismayed and shell-shocked. We wish the Sheikh all the best, may Allah bless him. Protect your loved ones from this fitna of the Wahhabis, from their lies and their deceptions. May Allah protect us all. Ameen.